In a forgotten land beyond the mountains and oceans, there existed a city unlike any other. Its walls shimmered under the sun, not with paint or plaster, but with pure, unblemished gold. Travelers from distant kingdoms whispered of it, the city of Aurum. To many, it was nothing more than a legend. But for those who lived there, gold was not only a symbol of wealth, but a way of life. Every brick glowed with promise, yet beneath that glittering surface, shadows quietly stirred. At the heart of this magnificent city sat King Malrik. He was a man who wore robes stitched with threads of gold, and whose crown could blind even the moon on a dark night. Yet, despite the city's wealth, Malrik was restless. Greed had taken root deep within his heart. Though his coffers overflowed, he desired more power, more control, and above all, immortality. Seeking answers, King Malrik summoned the city's oldest and wisest priest, Father Zephyr. With a long silver beard and eyes that seemed to have seen countless lifetimes, Zephyr was revered and feared. The king demanded a way to secure eternal life and rule forever over Aurum. Zephyr hesitated, knowing that tampering with fate came with grave consequences. But the king's will was iron, and his threats were sharper than any blade. Reluctantly, Zephyr revealed the ancient legend of the goddess of wealth, Aurelia, a being said to dwell within the city's walls themselves. If summoned, she could grant wishes, but always at a terrible price. Ignoring the priest's warnings, Malrik ordered the sacred rites. Zephyr, bound by duty and fear, obeyed. Under the blood-red moon, they called upon Aurelia. She emerged in a radiant form, her voice melodic yet distant. The king, without hesitation, asked for immortality and unbreakable power over all. Aurelia smiled, but her words chilled the air. What is given in greed will be paid in sorrow. With that, she vanished, leaving the king's wish seemingly granted. Malrik became invincible. No sword could pierce his skin, no poison taint his blood. He ruled without mercy, taxing his people beyond reason, forcing them to mine deeper into the earth to harvest more gold. The walls of Aurum grew thicker and shinier, but the city grew darker. Among the oppressed was Kale, a young slave who had known nothing but chains since birth. His parents died in the mines, their bodies broken from endless toil. Kale's spirit, however, remained unbroken. While others bowed, he quietly observed. He listened to the elders' hushed tales about Aurelia and the curse of greed. He believed the goddess's words were not a blessing, but a ticking clock of doom. One day, while working in the deepest tunnels, Kale met Sarovan, a disgraced warrior once loyal to King. Banished after questioning Malrik's cruelty, Rovan had taken refuge in the mines, living like the lowest of men. Kale and Rovan formed an unlikely bond, united by loss and hatred for the tyrant above. Together, they discovered an ancient prophecy carved into the oldest part of the mine. It spoke of a hero born of dust and shadow, who would break the curse and free the city when gold turned to rust. With nothing left to lose, Kale and Rovan led a secret rebellion. The citizens, once too afraid to act, slowly rallied behind them. Whispered plans turned into organized strikes. Gold, the very source of their oppression, became their weapon. The people clogged the city's intricate golden water channels and machinery, causing floods and fires. Slowly, Aurum began to crumble under its own weight. King Malrik, furious and desperate, once again summoned Aurelia. This time, however, her form was no longer radiant. She was cold, her eyes hollow. "Your time is done," she said simply. The gold around Malrik's body began to melt and encase him like liquid fire. He became a statue, immortal, yes, but trapped forever in solid gold. His crown fell from his head and shattered like glass. With the tyrant gone, Kale and Rovan stood before the broken people of Aurum. The city walls, once pristine and shining, were tarnished and scarred, yet for the first time they felt warm. Kale refused the crown. "No ruler shall rise again to chain us," he declared. Instead, the people chose to live freely, rebuilding their city with stone and wood, leaving only fragments of gold as a reminder of their past mistakes. Father Zephyr, who had silently watched history unfold, spent his remaining days teaching the young about balance and humility. He often whispered that the city wasn't cursed by gold, but by the hearts of those who forgot its true worth. In time, the legend of Aurum became a story told across lands far and wide, not of riches and immortality, but of greed, downfall, and redemption. For in a city once drowned in gold, it was the simple things, unity, love, and freedom, that finally shone the brightest.